the image of Jesus turning the tables, right? That's one of our favorite images when we talk about our righteous anger and our righteous indignation. But sometimes I wonder if we really understand what that turning the table actually means. Do we have space in our theology, for those of you who are Christian, for a Christ, a Messiah, who was a criminal? Do you have space in your theology, if you are a Christian, for a Messiah who faced the death penalty and was executed? Do you have space in your theology, your Messiah, to be someone who probably hung out with a bunch of low-life, thug, weed-smoking derelicts? Because if you don't have space in your theology for that, then you can't understand the turning of the tables. The turning of the tables as an act of, not a riot, but an uprising, an insurrection, a resistance. Our words matter. If we call something rebellious, children rebel. That's what they do. They're 3. They want a cookie. You say no. They throw a tantrum. That's rebellious behavior. But those who are determined to operate and resist forces that would attempt to diminish them are not being rebellious. They are uprising against systems and principalities and powers. Does your theology have a space for turning tables? Does your theology have a space that has a space for going into our institutions, our churches, our seminaries, our classrooms, and say, what you're doing displeases God? And I have to bear witness to that. Do we have a space in our theology to turn the tables, to expose hypocrisy, expose the silences, expose those who, in name, claim Jesus, but who in action don't embody the kingdom which should be at hand with us? I love the image of turning the tables. I love this righteous indignation, but I want us to take it seriously. Not just simply as an act of demonizing those Pharisees or demonizing the money changers who were at the temple, and so therefore Jesus turns over the tables. But as for us, a call to do something. A call to enter into the spaces that are at the center, because that's where that space was. A marginal figure entering into a space at the center and speaking truth to power from that space. The reason this is important to me is because many of you, like me, are in the center. Look at the institutions you go to, churches that you serve, the denominations that you belong to, the schools that you may have attended or already attend. Those are spaces at the center. So what do you do? What can you do when you're called to not the margins, but the center? There is work there to do. We love let us reach out to the margins, right? But a lot of times the people saying that are located at the very center of power. So what are you going to do about the center of power? We're not to serve people at the margins. I know you're very good at that. What do you do when you're at the center of power? How do you challenge that? Somehow the marginalized people seem to be okay, and somehow, making it. What do you do when you have a mic at the very center of power? So that is why we are here. We are here together because there is something that's compelling all of us to be in community with each other at this moment. There are a series of workshops that will be happening, and the workshops will be repeated.